The purpose of today's video is to pay tribute to the fallen men, the fallen heroes, because they are nothing less than heroes in my mind of the death of miners who entered into those rat holes because of an economic reality. There are simply no jobs in the formal sector. There are simply no jobs for the young. In the whole reportage, it was quite difficult for me to get the names of these fallen heroes, the names of those who died, because while they were dishonored while they were living, calling them rat hole miners, almost rats, even in death they were dishonored, because most of the papers used a phrase, their bodies were fished out. A cruel metaphor to describe the recovery of a person's dead body, a person's body. So even in death, they stood dishonored. Who are these heroes? I want to give them a face and an identity, and with some difficulty, I found their names. Now, these people whose names I am going to mention have families, have children, have wives, have parents. They live in some home or whatever they call home. Now, it is another dehumanizing aspect that the papers described, that they came from different parts of Assam. Don't those places from which they came have a name? As of now, nothing at all. They just came from different parts of Assam. There too there is a dehumanizing. They came like rats. This is most inhuman. The heroes who died and to whom I pay my tribute to their memory, are Ganga Bahadur Shrestha, aged 38. Lijan Magar, aged 27. Kusi Mohan Rai, aged 57. Sarath Goyari, aged 37. Their comrades, 5 of them, remained about 40 feet in the water or more, because it all started with over 120 feet of water gushing in from all sides, because there are other disused mines. I tried for an hour to find out the names of the remaining trapped workers. I couldn't find any. So, in life, while they were living, they were dishonored. They had no identity. In death, for these 5 unfortunate workers would certainly have died. There is no chance for them. These people, until now, remain nameless, no names. The Assam Chief Minister was particularly referred to by the opposition for failing to express his pain. The opposition did the job first. They were first off the mark. They expressed the pain they felt. And not to be outdone, the Chief Minister and the government side expressed profound pain in this happening. These words of pain are nowhere near the real pain felt and is being felt by those parents, wives, children of these heroes who died. They went into what is called a rat holes so that they can support their families. One can imagine their plight now that the breadwinner hasn't come home. And of all the sociological things we should notice is that while the bodies were being recovered, the whole attention was on all the organized rescue efforts that were being mounted by the army, the navy, the divers, and all that thing, all that drama of the rescue operation with all the agencies, you name it, ONGC, and all those things of bringing in big machines for pumping out the water, all those things. Not a line for those who died. So it was a spectacle, not a tragedy really. This is also another sociological aspect, that even in death they are discriminated. There's so much injustice even in death. And nothing is known about how the bodies of these heroes were sent to their homes. Nothing is known in what manner the bodies were sent to their homes. Why? Why? Because they are human beings. They have children, they have parents, they have wives. Where are they? What is the fact? Why don't you bring some life into this story? Or is it merely that we are satisfied with all kinds of statistics and slogans? This is a thing that should bother us all. The Chief Minister of Assam said on the first day, it's already 5 days or so, on the first day that the mine was illegal. The next day he said that it was disused. And the third day he said that it was a mine that was being restarted by the State Coal Development Authority. And the fourth day he said that this was the first time that the mining was being resumed. And the last day, again he got back to the fact what he thought was an illegal mine Now, leave all this legality, illegality, regularization, irregularity and all that for a moment. What I would think that the Chief Minister should do first and foremost is to treat this as a human tragedy involving the lives of people who depended on these men who died. What we expect of them are not words of pain and sorrow, but really compensation for the families of those who died, so that they are not left to themselves to fend for themselves, but they can, with the compensation received both from the state government and the union government, because mining is on the concurrent list and both have jurisdiction and therefore responsibility, they can pick up their lives. This is the least thing that they could do, but as of now, they have not done. And slowly, the social injustice part of it comes, that it will go from the front pages of the newspapers to somewhere inside. And even when the 5 remaining miners, workers, even when their bodies are recovered, nothing will be known about their families and the way the bodies have reached their homes. This is also something that we all should note. And for the present, I would say that we should look out for what the government will do from the humanitarian point of view. Leave the legality aside. They are human beings, and they have, as human beings, certain inalienable rights, human rights. We must expect them to treat the people who died as human beings and give their families a very just compensation.